I'm not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. None of that stuff is going to be touched.
Nothing.
You don't have to. Here's what I want on Medicaid. We're not touching anything. We're not going to touch it. And I'm not going to cut Medicare or Medicaid. Save Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security without cuts. They're going to destroy our health care, but I'm going to save it all, and I'm going to save our country. That's what we're going to do.
What happens if it comes to your desk, has the tax cuts, but also cuts to Medicaid? Would you veto that?
Well, we're not doing that.
Well, I think people are starting to see Medicaid.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this.
It's really sad to see so many Americans crying because they can't afford healthcare anymore. The same people who once supported the budget cuts and policy changes are now realizing the harsh reality that those very cuts are affecting them. Health insurance has become ridiculously expensive. Medications cost more than some people's rent. And even the elderly can't afford proper home care anymore. Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I just want to talk about what's happening right now in America. And people are struggling. Medicaid and Medicare have been reduced. Insurance premiums have skyrocketed and medical bills are pushing families into debt. And the healthcare system that was supposed to protect people is falling apart. And those who once believed it will never touch them are now crying for sympathy. Now, take a look at these clips, real Americans sharing what they are going through. Then I'll be back and we can talk more about it.
Donald Trump is about to remove 390,000 New Jerseyans from Medicaid because of this government shutdown. And guess what? Jack Ciattarelli says he has nothing he disagrees with Donald Trump on. We say no to that. No to Jack Ciattarelli and no to Medicaid cuts.
This is what our shitty-ass healthcare has come to, where my patients need medicine and supplies, and their insurance won't cover it, and here I am, spending my own money because my patient needs it, and he doesn't have any money, and he can't work, and the insurance won't even cover what he needs. And I'm sad and I'm sick and tired of it.
I've worked for like 17 years. I work all the time. I've been paying medical bills on my son for 9 years since he was born. And he was just diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and has to have insulin every 2 hours. I just got his prescription. It was $1,000. I couldn't pay for it. I now have to go in and tell my 9-year-old son I couldn't pay for it. I work a full-time job. My husband works a full-time job. I work third shift. I go to school during the day. How are you guys making it? Am I the only one struggling? How are you guys doing it?
I've seen, I don't know, maybe 10 videos this morning. These poor people. They've lost their Medicaid. And at least the people in these videos, they don't have a pension. They don't have savings. Their Medicaid is what is paying for their medication, predominantly. And they can't afford it. There was one gentleman that is on 23, I think he said, medications. Some basically, in his words, to sustain his life. And he can't afford them. And as I listened to these videos, I thought, God, like, how did we get here? That we are now taking benefits away from people. How did we get here? How did people vote for this? There were a couple Republicans on these videos, and they seemed absolutely shocked. that they suddenly didn't have Medicaid. It was kind of like we thought Democrats were lying, and now we know they weren't. And just the vibe was, they were shocked. They were absolutely shocked. The others were Democrats, and they knew what was coming down the pipeline, didn't expect it so fast, I think. And, how do you have time to prepare for something, even if you know that it's coming, when you don't have the funds? They don't have the funds. And I feel so bad for these people. There's just, I don't have it in me to kind of go, at least in this moment, to go like, we told you so. I've had moments of that, but we told you. But you listen to the guy that's on the list instead.
I just had happened to me. The exact reason why, I don't go to the doctor anymore. I haven't been to a dentist in 5 years because I lost insurance. I'm 29 now. I eventually lost insurance, and also other stuff happened. And stuff that just kind of pushed it off. COVID. I finally have insurance. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go to the dentist. And I work at a university where there's a dentist office on campus. And I was made to believe that they were in network. And then I get a bill for $600, which is a whole paycheck for me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, I was like, hey, I'm just like, I thought I already paid this. And she's like, oh yeah, it turns out we're not in network for you. It's like, why didn't you tell me before?
So I go through months, fucking 4 years, trying to get help. My insurance company is willing to pay for me to go get treatment out of state. And every fucking time I get a call and they tell me, sorry, we're no longer taking out of state Medicaid. And I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Because I literally can't, I have nowhere to go. There are no places for me to go. And then I asked her, okay, so what is it out of pocket? And she said, oh, we're not allowed to do out of pocket if you have an insurance. So you won't take my insurance, and then you won't take my fucking money if I'm gonna pay out of pocket? How does that make sense? I am so tired. I am so tired. I'm so tired of this. I don't understand how the system could be like this. I don't understand. I'm literally crying on the phone, and the lady's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You could call this person. And I was like, she was my doctor previously, and she couldn't help me. That was one of the reasons why I was referred to go to Jefferson in the first place. So now I don't know what I'm going to do.
Mr. President, the American people, slowly but surely, are catching on. No matter what their political view may be, Democrat, Republican, Independent, they understand that our current economic system is rigged. They understand that the very richest people in this country are becoming much richer, while 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and millions of people are trying to survive on starvation wages. The American people understand that while billionaires are getting huge tax breaks, they are finding it harder and harder to afford health care, to pay the rent or their mortgages, to afford child care, to be able to send their kids to college, to pay for the prescription drugs their doctors prescribe, or to buy decent quality food for their kids. The American people understand, painfully and depressingly, that unless we change the way the economy functions, their kids will likely have a lower standard of living than they do.
You know, watching those clips is really heartbreaking. People are literally crying because they can't afford medication or treatment. But here's the irony. Many of them voted for the same policies that led to this. When they were told the government needed to cut spending, they didn't realize those cuts would hit their own healthcare. Now, hospitals are crowded, drugs are unaffordable, and millions are losing coverage. Some can't even afford insulin or antibiotics. Families are skipping doctor visits. Seniors can't get home care. And the working class is slowly sinking under medical debt. And it's not about mocking anyone, but the truth is, actions have consequences. The same people who say the government should stay out of healthcare are now begging for help because private insurance is draining them. And healthcare in America has become a privilege when it should be a basic right. And this should be a wake-up call, not just for those who are suffering now, but for everyone. Because every time people vote without understanding the impact of those policies, they end up paying the price later. Anyway, guys, that was just my opinion. What do you think? Should people feel sympathy for those who supported these cuts? Or is this a harsh lesson that needed to happen? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. And before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more trending stories just like this one. Thank you so much for sticking around. My name is Amy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good day.